How to recognize when manifestation advice is disempowering. This video presents the core teaching behind the rapid alignment method, a breakthrough coaching process created by mindset coach T.D. McKenzie. Clients from around the world use this method to permanently shift their identity into the state of the wish fulfilled in just one 45-minute session. In today's video, I want to talk about a subtle but critical topic: how to recognize when manifestation advice is actually disempowering you. There's a lot of advice out there, books, courses, social media posts, all promising that if you follow these steps, your dreams will come true. But not all advice is empowering, and some can quietly undermine your ability to create the results you want. The trick is knowing the difference. Here's the core insight. Not all manifestation advice supports certainty. Many teachers, influencers, or coaches focus on techniques, rituals, or steps, which can be helpful only if your mind is already aligned. If your inner state is uncertain, anxious, or reactive, following this advice often reinforces doubt rather than dissolving it. Disempowering advice keeps you chasing, comparing, or trying harder, rather than stabilizing your mind in the state of fulfillment. Think about it. How often do people start a manifestation method and feel motivated for a few days, only to lose momentum and feel frustrated or self-critical? They may blame themselves, thinking they did something wrong, but the real cause is the advice itself. If guidance encourages you to seek external proof, rely on steps, or measure results, it inadvertently teaches dependence on something outside yourself, rather than cultivating the certainty that actually creates outcomes. Here's a radical simplification. Stop trusting advice that encourages chasing, fear, or doubt. Manifestation is internal. It is not about following more steps, doing more rituals, or seeking external validation. Your mind, your beliefs, and your inner dialogue are the true source of results. Disempowering advice distracts from this principle by focusing on methods instead of certainty. Many seekers fail because they confuse activity with alignment. Advice often promotes doing rather than being. You may follow the steps, perform rituals, or repeat affirmations. But if your mind is not internally aligned, energy is fragmented, doubt persists, and results are inconsistent. Sustainable manifestation requires ownership of your mind, not adherence to external instruction. Another subtle way advice becomes disempowering is through comparison. Social media, testimonials, and success stories are everywhere. While these can be motivating, they often encourage self-doubt. If they achieved it, why can't I? Comparison distracts from the one thing that actually matters: your certainty and alignment. Disempowering advice amplifies the focus on others rather than your internal state, which slows or blocks manifestation. Let's expand on why this matters. Manifestation is fundamentally about cause and effect. Certainty in the mind produces consistent results. Anything that encourages doubt, chasing, or dependence on external factors is disempowering because it introduces friction into the system. Your results will mirror your internal state, not the steps you follow or the advice you receive. Recognizing this distinction is key to reclaiming your power. Here's a subtle truth that is often overlooked. Disempowering advice rarely addresses resistance. Many programs focus on motivation, positivity, or external techniques, but rarely guide you to dissolve internal resistance or stabilize certainty. Manifestation is not about trying harder. It's about achieving internal alignment. Advice that ignores this principle is incomplete and often counterproductive. Another radical insight: simplification is empowering. Complexity is often disempowering. When advice adds layers of steps, methods, or conditions, it can create unnecessary tension and confusion. Seekers start overthinking, second-guessing, and doubting their progress. True empowerment comes from simplicity. Stabilize your mind in certainty, accept your goals internally, and let energy naturally align. That's all that's required. Let's make this practical without turning it into steps. Notice which advice triggers doubt, comparison, or chasing. Ask yourself, does this guidance stabilize my mind, or does it fragment my energy? The moment you recognize disempowering advice, let it go. Focus entirely on creating an internal state of certainty. Let your thoughts, beliefs, and inner dialogue reflect fulfillment. When your mind is aligned, energy flows naturally, and opportunities appear effortlessly. Another point worth noting: you are fully responsible for your results. No external advice can create outcomes for you. The moment you accept that your mind is the cause, disempowering guidance loses its influence. You no longer depend on techniques, validation, or steps. Your energy flows according to your certainty, and manifestation becomes reliable, repeatable, and effortless. Here's the radical simplicity. Stop following anything that fragments your mind or undermines certainty. Stop chasing techniques, steps, or external validation. Observe where doubt, comparison, or tension arises. Shift your focus to sustained certainty and internal alignment. Let your energy, actions, and attention naturally flow toward fulfillment. This is the essence of empowered manifestation. Now, imagine knowing, without a doubt, that your goals and dreams are already yours, and being able to live from that state right now. This isn't about learning more techniques or following complicated steps. It's about triggering a state where your inner conviction is unshakable and your energy naturally flows toward your goals. Click the link in the description to watch a short video that shows exactly how the Rapid Alignment Coaching session works and why it can create a transformation in just 45 minutes. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.